Not quite Bob's Burgers. I don't know.
We're good to go. I'm on mute.
All right. But anyway, we do have some good matchups coming up ahead. As you guys know, we do have our third place game, which will be followed by the championship Tribe Gaming versus NL Esports. Best of 5 for game number 1 will be Nova Invictus versus Nova Imperium. Odds of Nova coming in third are pretty high, I would say, and we'll go ahead and run through the maps and bans real quick before we hop into the gameplay. Yes, Bobby is live. It's all good though. No, your audio is pretty low. We do have, as far as our weapons banned, not really anything too surprising. Arctic 50 and the Man War, both going to be out as far as the maps that will 100% be played. Hackney Yard, Hardpoint for game number 1, Raid, Search, and Destroy for game number 2. Standoff Domination for game number 3, and then if we go to a game 4, it'll be Scrapyard Hardpoint, followed by Meltdown, Search, and Destroy for game number 5. Day, who are you giving the advantage in this first matchup?
Definitely can't count Nova out here, Bobby. I mean, I've had a strong season, so just gonna go with Nova.
All right. Yeah, I would.
No, I think Invictus though, for real. I think they've had a phenomenal season. They've really come up, especially looking at the likes of Band specifically has been an absolutely crazy player. I think my computer just died.
Oop. All right, you're still in the lobby.
Yeah, just everything went black for a second.
Okay. I can still hear you, so your computer can't be completely dead, which is definitely a good sign.
But it is dying.
Well, yes. Dying. But better to be dying than dead, you know? My personal opinion, anyway. We do have everybody loaded in, so the starting rosters for each team, Nova Invictus, going to be Lewis, Envy, Decipher, Band, and Parrish. Pretty much the standard starting roster. We did see Lewis subbed out for Hardpoint of their game 1 last week. I'm trying to remember who he was subbed out for, and I can't quite remember. But he is going to be starting for the Respawn, and then over on Nova Imperium, we got Bye, Hi, Wally, Hex, and Swag. We do see Swag being subbed in right there for on Tuesday. It was
who? We had for Invictus. We had Impulsive and Lewis for the game 1.
Yep.
And then they subbed Desi out and picked up Lewis for the other games.
Okay, gotcha. Well, there we go. But yeah, we got everybody loaded in, so probably just a second, and we should be good to go for game number 1.
Zim is telling you to change your category.
Change my... Yes, I will do that. That's a good idea.
I'm trying to fix my camera issue right now, by the way.
Okay. I don't know if Trovo has changed its rules about sending notifications or if I just have to wait a minute longer. I know I started my earlier stream a little bit later, so we'll try to get those sent out, but we are good to go as we do hop in to game number 1. The action is underway. We'll likely see Nova Invictus making initial entry into the Hardpoint, and Parrish right on the backside right here, going to win the first gunfight. Nova Invictus with a big feed off the start, 2 going in for Decipher, 1 for Parrish. But it will be Nova Imperium coming away with Hardpoint control. Is Wally getting really aggressive, taking spawns right there, getting a really crucial kill onto Parrish and onto Band. That is really big for them off the start. Do have Envy up in that top corner, going to get an easy frag to protect that hard point. And Nova Invictus in control for the time being. We'll see how long that continues as we got Swag hopping onto the hard point to give Nova Imperium not only control the hard point, but they've got high anchoring spawns as well. Decipher battling back quickly. That's going to be big for Nova Invictus, as they're really just trying to play for P2 right now.
Yeah, and I believe, if I remember correctly, I think Nova Invictus did take the 2-0 victory over Imperium in the open season. Albeit, at the time, it was very close for a 4v5, so that is something to keep in mind. But, You know, we have so far Nova Invictus with a pretty sizable lead here. You have High trying to make the rotation over. He's looking for Envy, who was able to pick up a kill, but Envy finds 2, he finds 3! What a big play for Envy there.
Yeah, definitely a really important play. We do have Nova Invictus set up really well for P2 right here, and Nova Imperium trying to battle their way in, but obviously spawning all the way across the map. Not going to make things very easy. We do see Decipher anchoring this right side of the map. Hex Swag trying to make his way on in. FHJ going across to blow up the vehicle, and seems like pretty much a lost cause right now for Nova Imperium as they go ahead, decide to start setting up for P3. They're going to need this hold because they find themselves already in a pretty big hole. They're going to be down 80 or 90 points by the time we are leaving this hard point, and especially against a team like Nova Invictus, you do not want to have to make up too much ground. We know things do have the ability to swing in a really big way on this map, but you do want to try your best to minimize things, and right now Parrish and Envy playing a really big factor in Nova Invictus being off to the strong start.
Yeah, it's Invictus looking really good right now, but you definitely can't count Imperium out, especially when it comes to search and destroy. We did have Band picking up a big double kill for the team there, with about a 57-point lead right now for the side of Invictus, and just based on their positioning on the map as well, it's looking quite like they may be able to make a rotation over. They may be able to get a break. Parrish does find the kill onto Hax, making good use of the close range advantage you can get out of that Fennec. Surprisingly, not a lot of time being capped on this hard point by either team, but you know, we did have the break for Nova Invictus there. High does find Envy on the rotation and is trying to potentially look for more kills to get a streak going for himself. He is just a little bit off of the Shock RC there, which would be really helpful for him, but unable to get the kill onto Band. And now with about a 70-point lead, Invictus looking really good right now.
Yeah, they were able to take away quite a bit of time on P3, which we said Nova Imperium really needed to hold right there, and a lot of it coming down to them just not winning the gunfights. As I say it, they actually get, I think, 4 in the feed, which is going to be huge. Bye-Bye needs to get better usage of that Annihilator. We will have Band actually, I believe, taking himself out with that War Machine, so making things a little bit easier, and Parrish gonna slide on into the hard point, but Swag ready for it. He's got the AK-117 in hand, something we've started to see a little bit more consistently in competitive play. Bye-Bye gonna be able to win another gunfight right there, and it seemed like it was a pretty massive gap forming, but with a full hold on P4 for Nova Imperium, just like that, they are back in this game, only going to be down by about 15 points as they make the rotation all the way back to P, I believe this is P5 right here, and if they can get the break, or no, High actually already has control. That's going to be huge. If they can anchor spawns right here, things could turn south for Nova Invictus really quickly. We've said before, this is one of those maps where this can happen, but we got Lewis with a Sparrow in hand, and that's going to be a pretty easy break. But he's not going to be able to take out Wally, and things still looking possible on this hard point for Nova Invictus. 2 players right there, not going to be able to take out either of them. Band still continuing to anchor. Players spawning across, but a big break looking like it could come in. 3 players, 3 kills going in for Nova Imperium right here. They get the break. That'll give them at least half the hard point time. And if they can hold it right here, they can tie things up as we get ready to hop back to P1.
Yeah, and it may be a little bit of a struggle for Nova Imperium here, specifically in the fact that we don't have Forsaken for them here today. And he has been a staple player for them all season long. So, definitely a little bit of a unfortunate moment for them. But it does look like we have... I don't really like that Invictus made that push for the trickle points at the end there. It's going to leave Envy behind a little bit. Whereas instead of picking up those 3 points, he could have just rotated with his team. Parrish finds a double, gets the frag onto Wally, and gets a additional kill before he does succumb to High. But Invictus, they're still on here. They're still holding strong.
Yeah.
Nova Imperium, no easy team by any means. I mean, they definitely haven't performed as well as we perhaps expected out of them this season, but obviously a lot of these players had made the switch to phone from iPad, whereas most of the players from Invictus were already there on phone. So definitely it could be a little bit of an advantage in their favor in the long run, in this best 5 at least, you know?
Yeah, and a really big break coming in for Nova Imperium as they get control of the hardpoint, control of spawns right here, and things going south for Nova Invictus pretty quickly. They had something close to what I believe was a 70-point lead, and just like that, not only has Nova Imperium taken control of the lead right here, but we got Nova Invictus pushed way back. They've got 2 people trying to push up to get the break right here. Lewis and I believe Band actually going to be able to take control. It seemed like Nova Imperium was set up perfectly, but the early break going in for Nova Invictus is going to be big. High moving up to 20 kills on the board, trying to do everything that he can. Wally got a Pred missile and a sentry gun to work with, so a break definitely still viable, but it's going to take a lot of work with 4 players set up. Control of spawns is going to force players to push all the way across the map, and that's why it's so crucial to win those gunfights when you're set up in position. Yeah, at that point, like, you have every advantage that you need. You just got to win the gunfights, and that ended up costing Nova Imperium in a really big way as they're forced to constantly spawn all the way across the map trying to get the break. It's going to be very difficult to do when you don't have one solid concerted push, and we do suddenly see the Nova Invictus lead starting to build again.
Yeah, this has been a pretty solid back and forth matchup, to be honest. You know, just this is what we'd like to see for a third place matchup, is 2 teams that are playing even, can't really catch a sizable or one-sided break. And you know, here we are boiling down to the last couple hard points on Hackney Yard, and we're within 50 points. I mean, we're at the point where we're within 40 points. So overall, really solid play out of Imperium, even though they've been behind a little bit here. And again, this has really been just a great season for Invictus. It started off a little sloppy for them, but they put the time in, they put the work in. I remember with our interview with Band before, he, you know, really mentioned picking up Impulsive, which we don't have here today, but you know, that was one of the driving factors for them, is picking up players that had that desire to do better. And it's really worked out for them overall in the season. I think they finished with what, like 140, 150 points in the season. So like double that of Division 2. So you can show that work has really worked out well for them. And right now they're still sitting up about 50 points over Imperium, and they have plenty of cushion where they could close out on any of the next upcoming hard points.
Yeah, and we've seen, I feel like, a lot of missed opportunities right here for Nova Imperium where they could have gotten some breaks, had sprays where it seemed like they should have been hitting shots, and whether the DRH is not great for spraying at that range. A lot of times we saw them missing those sprays, and a lot of that just comes down to building out your DRH correctly. If it can't shoot straight, then you're not going to be able to get the break right there, and we saw a lot of those missed shots costing them time on the hard point. Once again, some more time going in for Nova Invictus, and Nova Imperium able to take back some of that time for right now. Wally finding himself up at 20 kills, is able to take out Decipher there as well. Now making the push on in. We've got 1 player on the outside, Swag going to be able to take out Parrish, and Nova Imperium getting the hold for the time being, but they're going to need to go ahead and start making that push toward P5 as well, as they really can't afford to give up any of this extra time. We do see multiple players already out and rotating, and honestly, Nova Invictus not in a great spot right now. Swag pretty content to sit back, to regen, let his teammates play those head glitches, and actually a waste of a Sparrow going to cost Nova Imperium in a big way, but they've still got control. We'll see if they're going to be able to hold it, as there is actually a Nova Invictus player able to get a little bit of time, but 3 players on a hill should allow Nova Imperium to retake it, at least for right now.
Yeah, this is not great for Invictus. They had a bunch of really bad respawns. In fact, both teams getting really far corner respawns there. But it looks like Nova Invictus, they've got the clear, and by golly, they have picked up the win side of Imperium, and that's going to be all she wrote for our hardpoint matchup. So we'll be getting ready to shift on into, I believe we have Search and Destroy on Raid next. And that's really where we expect a little bit more, at least, for Imperium to shine. So great job for Nova Invictus here. You did phenomenal. Imperium, great job fighting all the way to the end, pushing. I mean, they really pushed this game. I mean, boiling down to that last hard point, there was literally like one, maybe two actual gunfights between individual players that locked it in for Invictus, where they were able to pick up those kills. So, again, moving into Search and Destroy, definitely expect to see a little bit more of a fight out of Imperium. And I think this is going to be a back and forth series all night long.
Yeah, definitely going to be a good one. The fact that it was that close, and if I did my calculations correctly, I think Nova Invictus was plus 18. That is a really good sign for Nova Imperium because it means they were making those rotations, getting those holds even without necessarily winning the gunfights. And also, you got to take into account the fact that we're getting ready to hop into Search and Destroy, which has been by far their best game mode, especially when they've got Swag in the lineup alongside it. High, that sniping duo is going to be lethal. We are missing out on Forsaken, like you mentioned, and probably that's a big reason why the KDs were as spread out as they were and not quite what we would expect from this team. But definitely expecting that Nova Imperium probably going to have a really strong Search and Destroy, and if they can win that one, that'll likely guarantee that they do at least go to a game number 4. Obviously, they will need to win a respawn at some point, and OBS Studio decided that it was going to disconnect.
Don't worry about it. Mine is having all of the problems too. Every time I try to open OBS at this point, it just crashes everything.
Yeah, OBS Studio, the absolute worst. It literally crashed as the game was ending. Pretty terrible timing on that, but you know what? It's all good. But yeah, we've got game number 2 is going to be Search and Destroy on Raid. And yes, obviously Nova Invictus coming away with the win. I think most people gathered that from what was happening on stream prior to the crash. And hopefully we can minimize that and try to make sure it doesn't happen anymore. But yeah, we're just waiting for our players to ready up. Day obviously having a couple technical issues, but you know what? That's just the way technology's going today.
Hey, we're supposed to have our new computer money in the beginning of March, which is like hopefully a week or 2 away. So.
All right, good to hear.
And we're gonna start streaming, chat. Don't you worry.
What are you gonna stream though?
I don't know. I play a lot of games.
Let's see.
Maybe some Final Fantasy, maybe some Fire Emblem, some Call of Duty.
I think today they announced that they're coming out with a Final Fantasy mobile game that's a battle royale. It's very interesting.
I didn't see that, but I'd be game.
I might have to give that a try. Yes, chat, for those of you who missed the announcement, I did sign with the New York Subliners. It is a Call of Duty League team, part of the Anbox family, and they actually went 3-0 against Minnesota Rocker today in CDL. Smacked them. It was one of the more dominant CDL games that I've seen. I think it was 6-0 in Search and Destroy, and like 250 to 86 in Hardpoint or something. It's pretty crazy. Chat, I'm aware that Day's face cam died. We all know this.
I'm also aware that it died, and I'm trying, team. Promise.
I know that you all want to see his mustache, but you just gotta wait. You'll survive.
Alright, let's see if that works.
All right, and there's Day's face.
Yeah. Was not a fan of the mustache all day, gonna be honest. My face was pretty cold. I was used to having beard again, and it got real cold today.
Yep, I Somebody asked me if I would have a mustache with them yesterday. I can't remember who it was. I am kind of tired of having the beard, and I'm also tired of the hair being long, so maybe be
Don't recommend
hairless.
that. I'm gonna be honest. Yeah, don't recommend it.
We do have everybody here, and good to go. Game number 2. Bans, just a reminder on the Arctic 50 and the Man-O-War. So probably a couple switches from what we have right here. Obviously, everybody trying to speed boost off the start. And we will be blasting into the game. Sniper play going to be extra crucial right here. And we do see, I believe, a sniper. Whoa. Whoa. I don't know if that was lag or something else, but I don't know what's happening right now. I think High's shooting bodies.
Body shooting.
Okay, I thought he was
yeah.
shooting. I couldn't tell if that was lag or body shooting. It was definitely body shooting, so.
There's for sure body shooting.
A little bit of a spicy start right there. Lewis with a sniper in hand as well. High with shrapnel grenades right now. Plant going in over onto the B site. Looks like the Cypher is kind of waiting on the inside of Kitchen, and that's going to allow Nova Imperium to get set up over on the bomb site. High trying to make the move up to statue, not finding anyone on the jump shot, as we do have Decipher and Lewis rotating all the way up to top side. Hex seems to have some info on where they are, actually looking to throw a sticky nade up to the roof. Oh, that's big value right there. Gets a hit marker, but Decipher slides the corner. That's going to be huge. High now all by himself in a 1v2. He's got an AR in hand. He was able to pick it up, but Decipher going to get the frag right there, and not shooting the body, but he's staring at it right now, and that's going to be a 1-0 lead for Nova Invictus off the start.
And it is admittedly kind of the, how do I want to put it, the expected thing to have happen. It's a third place matchup between a couple sister teams, right? So, well, I guess what, brother teams?
Yeah.
Oh, what a double for Desi. Finds, honestly, with the way Hacks has been playing the past couple days, that's a ginormous pick for the side of Invictus. And it looks like they're going to be going up 2-0, shy of High finding a 1 versus 4 clutch. Misses the snipe there, definitely given his position away. And Parrish is going to find him from the top steps. 2-0 lead for the side of Invictus. And I must say, this is not quite the way I would have expected to see this game go.
Yeah, this is typically where we would expect to see Nova Imperium excelling, but Swag yet to find a kill right here, and that's definitely played a big role. He's actually got an SMG in hand, which is not what we expect to see from him. Even when he had just made the switch on over to phone last season, we saw him with a sniper in hand. We just a really easy spray right there. You would expect to see from him. He is going to get the initial kill, but not able to hit the follow-up shots. He gets taken out by a pistol up top. Nova Imperium does have a main advantage right here, and the bomb's going to go down on the A site, but Parrish taking out Bye-Bye and be taking out Wally, just like that. High and Hacks left all by themselves. Trophy system set up top. Players pushing on in. Hacks finds a crucial kill. High with the snipe. Tries to follow it up onto Envy. FHJ goes in. No damage. Envy's going to be able to win the gunfight, and Nova Invictus looking really, really good through these first 3 rounds.
Yeah, and Envy able to clutch up for the team there, getting that defuse. A 3-0 lead for Invictus over Imperium. And while I had a clear favoritism, at least as far as who I thought was going to win this matchup in Nova Invictus, for a couple varying factors, right? Again, because of just how well they've worked together all season, with the fact that we don't have Forsaken for Imperium, who's been a key player for them all season long. I definitely expected Imperium to have a little bit more of an advantage with their history and their search and destroy experience that they have. So this is not the way I would have expected it to go. And there's still a lot of game left where Imperium could turn this around, but if you're Imperium and you lose out on the search and destroy matchup, definitely not going to be looking too comfortable for a game 3. So we'll have to be keeping our eye out for how the rest of this goes, because right now we're down 1 on the side of Imperium. Envy does take a couple bullets, but ends up picking up the kill onto Wally there. and it is now a 4 versus 1 down by
Whoa.
Band, and my goodness.
Some aggressive body shooting.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, this is just not looking good for Nova Imperium right now. I don't really know what it comes down to outside of their just not winning their gunfights, and it seems like they've tried approaches on both sides of the map, and it just hasn't really worked so far. Nobody above 3 kills. Decipher and Envy just absolutely shredding their team. Hex trying to hit something through the smoke right there, and just once again not going to be able to win the gunfight. Decipher, Band both find a couple frags right there. Decipher already almost into double digits, and Envy finds another one. Wally finds finds himself all alone. 1 kill on the board for him. Envy's going to win that gunfight, and it just seems like following a game of Hardpoint where, for the most part, we probably would have expected Nova Imperium to lose by a bigger margin than they would have in Search and Destroy, and then coming into the Search and Destroy, just absolutely in shambles right now. They need to find some type of crazy strength right now if they're going to have a shot at winning. They do get a couple early picks. Hex with actually a triple kill right there. That's going to be huge. They can close this one out. Might be able to find some momentum, and they do. 4 players remaining at the end. Could potentially have found their mojo on the defensive side, but they're going to need to keep that to have a shot.
Yeah, and it can still happen. We can still see Imperium make the comeback and tie things up 1-1, but they need 5 flawless rounds at this point, right? Like, they cannot afford to make a mistake, and losing high in the first 10 seconds, probably not looking great for them, but Swag, out of nowhere, just finds his groove, picks up a double kill there. I believe we had Hacks picking up a kill as well. Again, not sure what's been going on with Hacks today, lately. Not sure what's in the water, but Hacks has really picked his game up for this Nova Imperium team.
Yeah, and Wally's going to find Lewis there, just like that. Oh my gosh, OBS disconnected again. I'm going to lose Nova Invictus right here. I don't understand what's happening. Is there a setting that I can change? I'm gonna try to get that figured out, chat, because that's not been happening, and now it's like happening like crazy. Day, you can cast for a second while I try to figure this out.
Well, we've got Parrish making the rotation over. Does find the kill onto Swag. Does get the bomb pickup. It is now a 1v1. Parrish versus Hacks. The bomb is down. Hacks 7 kills on the board. Parrish with 6. Hacks actually was in such a great spot there, but turned away a little bit too soon. Parrish had literally just walked on out. With that smoke throw coming out, it's going to give Hacks an opportunity to rotate in, but unfortunately, I think the sound is going to cue Parrish to be able to get into a much stronger head glitch than the box we have here. Not sure why he gave it up, and he... Oh, no! Oh, that feels so bad for Hacks. Parrish jumped out from behind his head glitch. Hacks found the first couple bullets, but in the end, it was Parrish finding the gunfight. And that's going to be enough to send Invictus over the top, and Invictus win a very, very commanding 6 versus 1 search and destroy victory over Imperium. So excellently played there, Nova Invictus. Envy rounded things out with 9 kills. Desi with 9 kills. Parrish 7. Band 6. Lewis never found a kill. Yeah. And I do believe, in all honesty, he only died 4 times in 7 rounds, right? So there's plenty of rounds where he was alive, and the likes of Envy, Desi, and Parrish and Band just ate all of the kills up. So don't know if we can blame him too much, but, you know, going into our 3rd game, we have Nova Invictus leading, and again, I have a higher chance of winning overall. I did not expect Invictus to win the Search and Destroy, at least not that one-sidedly. Even with Forsaken gone, I thought this was going to be a pretty good Search and Destroy to watch.
Yeah, that was Oh my gosh, OBS. I'm gonna lose my mind. Oh my gosh. Reconnected. I might like restart my. I don't want to restart my stream, but I don't know what's causing this. Let me see if there's any like background processes that are open that I can close out that might minimize the chances of this happening. Apologize, everybody. I'm not doing anything differently. I'm not doing anything any differently from what I have all season long, which is why it's so weird that it keeps happening. We do have most of our players ready up, good to go. Trying to close out all these extra processes. And hopefully we'll find some type of a solution real quick before we hop in. Even the thing that I tried, so what I was trying to do is there's like a setting where it automatically tries to reconnect, and the retry delay is 1 second, but it still waited 10 seconds to reconnect. So I don't know what the dealio is right now. Hopefully it fixes itself. I'm going to be really sad if we're having to go through the entire finals and that keeps happening.
I will just replay him. We'll just replay. Fine.
Sorry, my headphones were off. I'm in shambles. Automatically start replay buffer once you're snap sources. Okay. I mean, I've adjusted all the settings that I can think of. Hopefully that does it. This could be the early end to matchup number 1 if we do see Nova Invictus come away with the win. Based on what we saw in Search and Destroy, that would not be too terribly surprising. We'll see.
Lil B is savage.
We'll see if Nova Imperium can muster something here and maybe make a miracle happen as they do try to push this to a game number 4. But like we said, Nova, I mean, it seemed less like Nova Invictus is dominating and a lot more like Nova Imperium just hasn't been able to find the rhythm so far.
Yeah, and again, I think not having Forsaken is really putting a hindrance on the side of Imperium, because many of the players on Imperium have struggled with the transition to phone and their consistency compared to what we've seen out of them in the past. And Forsaken is a player that, while he played Season 4 on iPad, played previously on phone, so he kind of had that stable foot in the door for them that really helped get them through a lot of their games. Pretty consistently a top fragger for the team over there, so definitely a little bit of a struggle to see Nova Imperium down 2-0 again, especially having lost that Search and Destroy is not at all what I would have expected. Looking at the matchup for the night, I thought this was going at least to a game 4. And going into Respawn for game 3, not super confident for Nova Imperium right now. Definitely leaning towards Nova Invictus closing this out in a quick 3-0. But we will have to see as we get players loaded in. We've got Domination on standoff for you guys. And definitely going to be interesting to see what these players all bring to the table.
Yeah, we are good to go for what could very well be the final game of our first match of the night. Obviously, we do have NL Esports versus Tribe Gaming coming after this one. So still lots more gameplay ahead of us. And we do see a lot of Nova Invictus players trying to push Tractor side right here. Band able to survive the shots from high off the start. Really big feed going in for Nova Invictus. That's going to open things up over toward the B site. One player still on broken wall for Nova Imperium, but the feed continuing to go in for Nova Invictus. They do get the early B cap, and With it happening that early on, not a good sign for Nova Imperium. Parrish absolutely frying so far. 4 kills on the board for him, and looking to continue to stack that as he does get a nade over to this back alley side. Takes out Swag right there, and very nearly takes out Bye Bye as well. And we do see a couple players pushing through. Decipher just absolutely shreds through them. And right now, Nova Invictus looking like they are very much on their way to that 3rd place victory.
Yeah, and again, while I would have liked to see a little bit closer of a matchup, especially with the likes of both of these teams, you definitely got to give Nova Invictus their credit, and I really think they deserve and earned this third place spot, assuming they do win this map. Because man, they really put the work in this season and really stepped things up from, you looked at season 4, it was a team that struggled all season long. The first couple of weeks they struggled, really got their practice together. We're doing a lot more scrims, and it has really just across the board worked out well for them. They've got about a double up lead right now, sitting 44-24. Realistically, no contest on B so far coming out of Imperium, so definitely not looking great for them, especially with Parrish just rocking it right now. 12 kills on the board, has almost as many kills as the entire team of Imperium combined right now. I mean, I think he's like 2 kills short.
Yeah, he wasn't quite able to get anything to come out of those grab spikes, but regardless, not hurting too much right now, as we do actually see what looks like probably going to be an AC trade going in. At least Nova Invictus getting some good progress, and actually a big save for Nova Imperium. If they're able to hold this double cap, could be big, but this is one of the more difficult double caps to hold, just because typically you got to rotate all the way across the map. We do see Nova Invictus players hopping onto A, immediately retaking control, and it really is going to hinge on control of that B flag if Nova Imperium wants to have a shot at getting the win right here, and the gunfights are just not going their way. 2 players still stuck down at 2 kills. Bye Bye and High have not been able to get anything going. Even Lewis, who had been struggling just a second ago, already up to 5 kills. 2 players in double digits for Nova Invictus. Parrish just having I mean, just like that, Decipher moving into double digits as well. He is going to lose his Annihilator at the worst possible time, but Lewis getting some time over on the C flag. Nova Imperium going to be able to take it back down, but the Pred missile goes on in. More kills there for Parrish, and right now this team is completely in control.
Yeah, I mean, Nova Invictus, they're doing phenomenal right now. They're going to go into the second half with well over like a, going to be like a 54 or a 44 point lead. So they're in a great position, especially if they can come into the second half and get another 30-second B cap. So we'll have to see. But right now, Invictus, they are in a great spot to take 3rd place in a clean 3-0 fashion. So definitely have high hopes for this team. Looking forward to season 6, as well as hopefully, again, I think Imperium did well, all things considered, throughout the season, and I hope they stick around together and keep practicing on the phone, keep rebuilding that synergy together, and come back and join us for a season 6. Because honestly, I think this team, as far as the players go, is just fantastic. So.
Yeah, they've been one of the few teams that is stuck together for the most part. Obviously, a couple players added here and there, but the core of this group in Lewis, Decipher, actually, now that I think about it, Band Envy and Parrish are all new, but definitely a lot of these players have experience playing together, and it's starting to show. It's especially in the competitive scene, it's just become the norm for players to kind of come and go season after season. A lot of the teams that end up making it to the top are the ones that stick together. So we see that in NL Esports, and we see that in Tribe Gaming as the 2 teams that are now at the very top. Those are 2 of the teams that have had the most players together the longest. We do see Decipher picking up another kill right there. One of the longtime players on this team, not having a phenomenal game, but with the overall team effort being the way that it has been, That's not really hurting them all that much right now. Nova Imperium is able to get control of the B flag, but I believe a quad feed goes in for Nova Invictus, who's looking to go ahead and flip the A flag. They're going to get knocked off right there. And Nova Imperium still showing signs of life. Envy finds the frag across mid onto the B flag, trying to find Wally over on tank side. He's going to be able to do that. But they're going to need to be able to get the B cap here, and with 2 players in that mid area still, Nova Imperium's going to maintain.
Yeah, Nova Imperium, they have an opportunity to turn things around here. They're only sitting about 20 points down. If they're able to maintain a B cap, they are well still in the realm of winning the domination matchup here, which, again, I didn't really think they were going to be in this position, right? Like, I definitely expected Imperium to show up and search and destroy, and at least have that little bit of a cushion for them, but that was not the case, so we'll have to see. There's plenty of time on the clock. There's plenty of opportunity for them to be able to protect this B cap that's going through right now from the side of Invictus. About a half cap, so not fully lost, but definitely got to get that cleared out, and they are going to do so. So hopefully they'll win this. I don't want to see this be a 3-0. These teams both worked really hard all season long to get here. And, man, Hack's just killing it, though. Hack's 19 kills on the board, but not killing it quite as much as Parrish. We do have High, as well as Lewis, struggling down at 6 and 8, respectively, but for the most part, the rest of these players just picking up kills left and right. Nobody able to get a real good control or hold at B at this point. We do have, obviously, Imperium fighting it for quite a long time, but neither team can really make consistent progress right now on that B flag. We're just a couple seconds away as well from Nova Imperium taking the lead for the first time in Respawn up against Nova Invictus.
Yeah, and honestly, such a big part of this is just holding control of that top B area, and we do see right now Bye-Bye's in there with a Goliath, so not only is that going to be a lot of firepower for them, but it's also going to make it really, really difficult for Nova Invictus to take out that Goliath. We see a little bit of time going in over on A. Hex is going to find a double kill, grab spikes, go out right there, actually dodged by Parrish. And this could be a game-changing play. Unfortunately, he's going to get taken off by High as he sends out the SMRS, and Envy trying to lay shots down across the map, but starting to see one of those really big disadvantages of that DRH has got a lot of ADS bullet spread, and the further back you get, the tougher it is to hit the shots. And Bye-Bye just continuing to chill up top. I'm surprised we haven't seen more FHJ plays to try to take him out right there, and he is just causing absolute havoc. I don't know how Nova Invictus managed to get control of the B flag right there with Bye-Bye spraying across, but they were able to make just enough smoke to make it happen. I don't know if they've got enough time to make a comeback happen right now. I don't think that they do. There's only 15 seconds. It's going to be really, really close, and it's coming down to the wire right now. 6 points separate these teams. We do have the Goliath getting erased, now banned. Trying to see if maybe he can make the cap happen right here, but it looks like it's actually going to be too late. And Nova Imperium, thankful that time was on their side, somehow able to come away with the win in game number 3. And we're going to be going to a game 4.
Yeah, and I'm definitely glad to see Imperium win here. Again, just because they fought so hard all season long, and you definitely expect big things out of these guys. Imperium is repeat contenders for finals over and over again, at least looking at the likes of High, Swag, Wally, and Hacks. I'm not sure if Bye-Bye has been on a finals team before. I don't remember, but I mean, again, these guys consistently, season after season, push their limits and push to the end every single time. So,
and honestly,
definitely,
I mean,
I'm glad they're not going out 3-0, right? Like, ultimately, no matter what happens here, I'm glad they didn't get 3-0.
If you look at the kill counts, there's no reason that they should have won. I'm counting up minus 19.
This is not team deathmatch, Bobby.
I know it's not team deathmatch, but look at the kill count. Minus 19, minus 10, minus 2, minus 1, and then plus 7. So altogether, that's like, what, minus 30? Honestly, if all Nova Invictus had to do was shoot a couple of FHJ shots at the Goliath that was sitting up in top of blue, and boom, they get the win. But they didn't shoot the FHJs at the Goliath, and it's going to cost them and force them into a game number 4, which is going to be Hardpoint on Scrapyard.
Yeah, you definitely scripted this well, Bobby. You did a good job.
Yeah. That's my specialty. Scripting games. I need to get water.
Well, guys, we will definitely try to get you guys into the next game as soon as we can. It's obviously been an exciting series so far. What was looking like a clean 3-0 victory for Invictus, especially leading into the second half. I mean, they went into the second half with a 45-point lead, and Invictus was able to hold the majority of the beginning of round 2, and then Imperium got the 1 B cap. They held it down for an incredible amount of time, despite, again, Bobby was mentioning the massive kill disparity. So definitely got to take that into account. We did have Nova Invictus picking up a B cap for a couple seconds towards the end there, but just not enough time on the board for them to really get any use out of it. I mean, it just a couple points shy of being able to tie things up, and a phenomenal game between these two teams. We will be getting ready to go into our 4th game of the night, which is going to be Hardpoint on Scrapyard.
So. Always an interesting one.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely expect to see some choppers here. If Imperium are able to win Hardpoint on Scrapyard, we will be going to Search and Destroy on Meltdown for Game 5. So anything can happen, obviously, guys. We were thinking this was a 3-0 for Invictus after that Search and Destroy game, but again, can't sleep on Imperium. Can't count Imperium out.
Yeah.
No.
Wait, what?
He asked me something in chat.
Oh. Yep, everybody ready to go. Let me see. Let's see. Yeah, we're not having any internet issues. I streamed all day long on freaking Streamlabs OBS, and it was fine. And then I switch over to OBS Studio, and it decides to disconnect every 15 seconds. It must have been something that was running in the background because, knock on wood, everything's been running fine since then. So hopefully that's going to solve our issue and we can have a smoothly running stream throughout the rest of the night. But we do have everybody in the game ready to go. Game number 4 underway as the battle for P1 will ensue. It will be absolute chaos. It will be Nova Imperium likely getting first entry on in right here. We do see Swag hopping on to the point. Frags going in, back and forth. Swag does find one for himself and able to stay alive for a couple of seconds. Not before Ban makes the push on in for Nova Invictus, and a big early 3-piece for him. Gonna give them easy control. We can hear the wall bangs in the surrounding areas. Everybody trying to find something. This is one of those hard points where it's really almost not even worth it to try to put your full effort into it. We are seeing a good amount of time going in for Nova Invictus, as Nova Imperium has not been able to make those rotations in through that side warehouse, and as a result, hasn't really had a lot of opportunities to go for those wall bangs. But Band with 5 kills on the board already. Looking pretty good, and both teams now trying to make that rotation on over. He's going to find a double kill with the Pred missile as well. Bye-Bye is set up and ready to go in this hard point. Trying to slow down the push from that left-hand side. We do see Band making the push through the smoke, and Envy on the outside as well. Bye-Bye in danger. Wally keeping things down on the outside, but they're going to need a lot more than those 2 kills to keep the hold. We'll see if they're able to make it happen. They do have pretty good control of spawns right now, and if they can maintain this, could definitely move into the lead heading into P3.
Yeah, so far it's been Invictus with the lead, but obviously we're still very early on this match, so anything could happen. Parrish who was just absolutely popping off like crazy from the beginning of that domination round all the way to the end. Struggling a little bit down behind where he was performing, and Band, who did struggle a little bit in the domination matchup, is showing signs of life here. 8 kills on the board for him, very, very early on. And we do have Swag with 6 kills to lead his team over on the side of Imperium. Still anybody's game. We've only got about a 40-point lead right now for the side of Invictus. And it looks like we do have High set up and ready to go on our P3 over here. But definitely a kind of difficult one to defend because a lot of the head glitches on this map are very susceptible to rotations from the other side. So it takes a lot of teamwork to really hold down a P3 on this map. So I'll have to keep an eye out for how they're able to do that. Oh, Lewis just absolutely outgunned High there. Is not looking good for the side of Imperium. Invictus are now sitting up well over 60 points in the lead. And unless if Nova Imperium can find some way to turn things around and make a comeback like they did in the domination match, this is certainly not a great position for them to be in.
Yeah, they pretty much instantaneously gave up the break on that hard point, and we're able to get back the rest of the time right here. A little bit of scrap time going in for bye-bye, but as you can see, Nova Invictus is already set up on next, and looking at the leaderboard, Envy and Band combined for 28 right now. I think that's probably pretty close to where Nova Imperium sits as a whole, maybe a few more, but right now, they've just not been able to win those gunfights, and no matter how good your rotations are, your map positioning is, if you're not winning your gunfights, you're just not going to win. We've seen them make some good efforts, and they have been able to find a couple here and there, but it's a lot tougher to make that happen in a game of Hardpoint than it is a game of Domination, just because power position can only take you so far as you're rotating all the way around the map. We do see Wally on a really good streak right here. He's got a Pred Missile, a Sentry Gun, and a Goliath to work with. So this is a big opportunity for them. And if they can get the rest of the scrap time here on P3, that could open things up for a later game rotation. But he's going to need to continue to get those big contributions from his teammates as well. It looks like he's in the flow state right now. And this is the way they need him to continue playing if they're going to have a shot at pushing this to a Game 5.
Yeah, Wally definitely doing work for the team here. And this is a really good map for a Goliath. I mean, we talk about how the map layout for a lot of maps depends on, or really kind of dictates what score streaks are going to be good. All of the hard points on this map are inside. So at any point, we could have Wally calling in a Goliath, getting set up for the next hard point, and we could have a really potentially big turnaround hold from them. They're sitting down about 40 points right now, which obviously is well within reach of a single hard point flipping that around. Now, with the 30 seconds that it looks like Invictus are picking up here, that is definitely going to make that gap a little bit more difficult to close for the side of Imperium. They try to make the rotation over. They do fail out on that rotation. So at this point, I think if you are Nova Imperium, instead of fighting over these last 10 seconds, I think you just start getting ready for that P1 rotation, possibly where we could see Wally call in that Goliath. It is wallbang susceptible, but well, actually, probably not a great hardpoint now that I think about it. A War Machine just has way too much availability on P1 just because of the angles you could shoot on into that hardpoint. So with Band having that, I would like to see him keep it, but he is going to pull it out. So that's actually a key that Wally needs to be looking out for, is that War Machine being down, as well as the Annihilator was just recently used by Desi as well. So those are kind of the two main ones to look out for.
And the Tempest.
And the Tempest. I actually, for some reason, I thought MB had a Purifier on. I don't know why, but you're right. The Tempest is pretty scary too.
Yep. We do see Hack sliding on through, finding a frag right there as they are able to get Nova Invictus off the hill, and as I say it, they do hop right back on. A 75-point lead mounting right here, and right now you got to expect Nova Imperium probably going to try to take those spawns once again. That's really their only shot at making this happen, but they've got to win the gunfights. Envy over there contesting as well, and lays down some beautiful shots. Not going to be able to win the gunfight, and High actually wins another one right there. Lewis sliding across. He's going to get taken out as well. A lot of these kills going in for Nova Imperium. Even when they're not winning the gunfights, they get the trades. We do have Envy calling in his Tempest, and that's going to pretty much immediately eliminate the Goliath right there. He's going to get taken out by the Sparrow up in the top side from Swag, but he's going to get traded. High's got a Tempest himself, misses the drop shotting Envy. That is a big loss for Nova Imperium, and that's going to make it next to impossible for them to come back right here. It looks like complete spawn control, complete hardpoint control for Nova Invictus, who's already up by 100 points and still continuing to win those gunfights time and time again. Envy and Band continuing to top frag 52 between the two players. Bye-bye, not going to be able to win that gunfight. And when you're losing that amount of gunfights, it's just going to make it really, really tough for your team to find a W. Envy. I mean, he's just making it look like child's play at this point. The slides, the drop shots, all perfectly timed. Nova Imperium going for one last hold here on P3, but it's still going to be Envy bulldozing the team. Hex is going to slide on in. Dodged the gravity spikes, 32 kills. He's got a Pred missile to work with. The break looking to be inevitable. Bye-bye, finally going to be able to win a gunfight. Nova Imperium still alive on the hill, trying to muster everything they possibly can. They need to get pretty much full time on every single hardpoint the rest of the way through if they're going to have a shot, and the Sparrow coming out could be the end of the road for them as the break goes in for Nova Invictus. Bye-bye on the backside. Does get a big frag, able to contest right here. Gravity spikes go out, no kill goes in, and Nova Imperium gonna live to see another hard point. Don't know how long it'll last, but they will be able to make that rotation on over to P4.
Yeah, it's still such a rough position to be in if you are Nova Imperium. Looking at the score that Invictus have on the table, they've only got to pick up 15 seconds, or, well, 16 seconds on Hardpoint, which, against a team that has exceptionally Envy and Band performing so strongly right now, got to be difficult, first of all. Second, you can't afford to give up any trickle points, right? We're at a situation where losing out on 7 points at the end of a hardpoint or giving up 7 free points at the beginning of a hardpoint could be very detrimental for the side of Imperium, and we are just seconds away from Invictus being able to close this one out. I find the kills that they need, and that's gonna be all, Bobby. With a 3-1 fashion, we did have Nova Invictus closing out the third place decider, and long, hard-fought season for both of these teams, but in the end, that is going to be leading us on into our finals matchup with NL versus Tribe.
Yep, Band and Envy, no surprise, leading the way there for Nova Invictus in the final game. Envy with 38, really, really good game for him, and a good fight for Nova Imperium, especially towards the end right there, but it just wasn't their day today. Wally, the only player going positive, and it is going to be your third place team going in, Nova Invictus. Lewis with 3 minutes and 12 seconds on the hill. Got to give some respect to him on that one. And that's going to get us ready for what most of you are here to see, and that is going to be our championship matchup. NL Esports versus Tribe Gaming, number 1 in Division 1 versus number 1 in Division 2. I think we've had this before, but I don't think it's ever been the two most winning teams, so I'm really excited to see this matchup, especially given that it's going to be a best of 7. We only see that once per season, and with everything that each of these teams is bringing to the table, it is going to be a great one to watch.
Yeah, phenomenal matches ahead of us. Tribe did beat NL 2-0 in the open season, but NL, at the very beginning of them joining Mobile Mayhem North America, they were a team that performed well in the open season and then struggled in the finals. With the roster changes that they've had this season, I don't think that's going to be the case this time around. I think they actually have developed quite a bit more as a team. And I don't know if Tribe's going to be able to sweep again.
Oh, I definitely don't think Tribe's going to be able to sweep. I'm expecting this to go to at least 6 games, if not 7. I think that NL is definitely going to have the advantage in the search and destroy. And let's see, what's the let me just go look at the maps and bans so I can get a better idea of what the actual layout of this is going to be. Okay. Yeah, you don't have as much advantage as a search and destroy team as you would typically have. I'm a little bit surprised we formatted like this. Well, wouldn't you typically go search and destroy for like game 1, game 4, game 7? I think that's standard for. I could be completely wrong on that. I assume that would be the case. But this is what we got. Also, I just realized that Day's audio is not on this scene. I have to add it for each freaking scene.
Fantastic.
Also, Day, we don't have your face, just FYI.
Yep, that is because OBS is dead.
Yeah, OBS sucks. Anyway.
I actually don't blame OBS because every time it crashes, my computer gives me a memory issue thing.
Oh, okay.
Which is the thing I know is dying on my computer. So
yeah. It just sounds like OBS Studio needs to be optimized better.
No, my computer is just straight dying. I can't I can't blame OBS for any of what's going on my end right now.
All right. Well, we're getting our teams loaded in, and looks like we're going to be good to go right here. Let me go tweet out Tribe vs. NL at Mobile Mayhem. Wait. Championship live right now. All right. We've got most of... Oh, and we have Saizu returning for Tribe. I feel like he's been gone for a few days. Feels like recently... I don't know who the 5th player for this team is going to be. Right now we got Marshy, Slothy, Saizu, Jez. The last person is going to be either A-Flows or Bolu. For either of those players to be missing is definitely less than ideal for Tribe. So... we'll see what type of an impact that has. Obviously, Bolu, the IGL, is one person you never want to have missing for your team. And A-Flows was second or third place for marksman of the split, and definitely has played a really big role. Obviously, we got a ban of the Arctic 50, but he's shown that he can make it happen with really any sniper in the game. And that's going to be a big loss for Tribe, not only in the search and destroy, but just across the board. We could potentially see some substitutions, but definitely not what we expected to see for them in this first matchup.
I missed Cheto already.
Dang, Cheto's gone as well.
He wasn't here Tuesday either.
Tatio with the raid, I appreciate it. Welcome everybody. Thank you. We're getting ready to hop into the game. Starting roster for NL is Fish, Envoy, Papataco, Tatio, and Raven. It seems like Papataco has been like the official Cheto sub.
Not a bad sub,
yeah, but he's not Cheto.
He's not Cheto,
yeah.
Right? That's like subbing in Wally for Forsaken, right? Like, Wally's a great player.
Yeah.
Wally is a fantastic player, but with the season Forsaken has had, the overall tournament experience for that Forsaken has had was a huge struggle for Imperium to have to deal with today of all days.
For sure. We do have Bolu as the last tribe player getting loaded in, so it looks like A-Flows will not be joining them, at least for their first matchup tonight. Like I said, that could end up being a really big loss. We will have to wait and see on that one. Let me make sure we don't have anything. This is correct. 2 S&D, 3 Hardpoint, 2 Dom. Apparently that's the way we got it set up, so. Well, it could potentially be changed for later seasons. It could very well not even end up going to that many games, so we'll have to wait and see. But definitely favoring the Respawn teams in a big way with the current setup, which you would tend to think is probably going to give Tribe the advantage.
One would think. One would absolutely think.
There's never 3 S&Ds in a best of 7?
Okay.
All right, Zim, calm
the,
yourself.
The other problem that I'm having a separate problem than Bobby is. The second S&D being game 7 is wrong. I don't care what you say, that's wrong. That's absolutely wrong.
I usually think that S&D is how you end a series, like he said.
I mean, I wouldn't disagree, but it just, why be a search and destroy team at that point, right?
True.
Why not put all your practice into Respawn all season long? You have Hardpoint, and then if you go to a game 3, you have Domination. You know, so.
All right. Well. Zim, just because that's how it's always been done doesn't mean that's the best way to do it. That's all I'm going to say. Yeah, you can pull a standard BO7. I'm still going to say I don't like it. We're just waiting for a few players to get their loadout squared away and everything else. Appreciate all the spam in chat. Finals team should be good at both.
I don't disagree, B, but if you just
one
fight
gives
to be the
a
better,
significant advantage over the other. We do have everybody. Oh, we had everybody readied up in Envoy. Unready real quick, but now we are good to go. Game number 1, Hardpoint standoff. We are underway for your finals between Tribe Gaming and NL Esports.
And hopefully it will be a good matchup between these two teams. This is what everything over the past 7 weeks has boiled down to, Bobby. And I can't honestly think of 2 better teams to have in the finals here. Tribe, while you look at their scoring for this season, they definitely scored a little bit under a lot of the other teams, but I do think it is important to note that a lot of that is because of some issues getting players in many cases due to power outages, due to inclement weather. So unfortunately they did have to take the L's there, but they didn't skip out on any of the hard matches, right? Like the matches that they missed were up against teams that were in no contest for being in the top 3 for either division. So this team went undefeated all season long, obviously undefeated in the semifinals as well, pushing us here to the finals. And right now, it's actually surprisingly in control by the side of NL, despite Tribe actually picking up quad feed for the team there. Oh, Slothy just melts through to Tio and Raven. But a first hard point on standoff being 41-5? That's kind of wild, Bobby.
Yeah, that was definitely unusual to see, and then, like, immediately after the dominant hardpoint for NL, Tribe just straight up ran through it. Slothy, Bolu, and Saizu all really going in right now. Marshy and Jez both off to a slow start, but they've got control of P2 right here, and Nate's coming in up top. Could cause some issues, as will Raven, as he's going to go ahead and slide through that top side. 6 kills on the board for him. NL Esports in control once again. Marshy finally able to win a gunfight on the outside of the hard point right there, but NL just able to get the refrags when they need them. Papa Taco still on the inside, gets a frag onto Bolu, and no pushes for Tribe really standing so far, as it seems like every time a kill goes in, there's an NL player right behind ready to get the refrag. And Papa Taco already pushing out for next as well. Jez going to slide the corner. And it does look like Tribe's got a pretty good setup for P3 right here. But with the way the NL has been breaking on these hills, it's not any type of certainty. And we do have Jez getting a big nade onto Papa Taco. Gets a kill as well. Envoy with a refrag. Fish staying alive. He hasn't had quite the game we would typically expect out of him, but his team not suffering too much for it, and Bolu and Slothy now starting to pop off. And this is more of the Tribe gaming that we have come to expect. These two players combined for 18 kills so far, and making the hold on P3 a lot easier for those OBJ players.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, and this is still anybody's game as we move forward. We do have NL currently with about a 30-point lead, but we have Tribe with solid control here on the hard point. So you definitely would be expecting them to be able to, just be shy of tying things up. But with only 10 seconds left on the clock, I don't want to see NL pushing towards trying to fight over that hard point. Get set up, get your defenses ready for P4, and try to re-extend your lead on P4, because right now the 3-point cushion that NL have, not a super comfortable position for them to be in. Tribe rotating is just a really tight unit over here, trying to get over to Bakery. Slothy and Marshy just rocking the Fennec right now, as well as we have Raven, Fish, and Papa Taco all have Fennecs out as well. So little bit interesting. Not something we've really seen too much as of late.
Yeah, we do see a pretty quick break going in once again for Tribe Gaming. Bolu now up at 16, make it 17 kills on the board. He's got a Shock RC going out. He's got a Goliath to work with. He's pretty close to getting a Pred missile as well. And Tribe Gaming, as we expected, able to turn this one around pretty quickly following the strong start. Very much on the backs of Bolu and Slothy, as those two combined for 37 so far. Bolu going to slide the corner once again, and he is absolutely going in on this NL Esports team, who's gotten pretty much no time in the last 2 hard points, and going to look to set things up. But with Bolu sending in the Pred missile right there, only going to be able to get 1 kill out of it. Would have liked to probably get a couple more. And they've actually already gotten that break onto P1 once again, as NL Esports has just not been able to do anything against the push from Tribe Gaming.
Yeah, and this game started off looking really good for NL, but Tribe have massively found their groove. I've really liked the rotations that they have made. It's definitely the teamwork that you would expect out of a potentially championship team here. Which is really saying a lot, because, I mean, this is a roster that, I mean, is basically all new to Tribe. I mean, this is, with the exception of Bolu and Marshy returning, who has not been a primary starter for this team all season long. To come through and have such solid teamwork really shows how much time they've put in and how much practice they've put in together as a team. For Season 5 of Mobile Mayhem here, and definitely a team that I don't think anybody would be surprised about winning the championship if they were to come out on top, obviously.
Yep, Slothy on the outside, looking to find another kill. I think actually a hit marker on the gravity spikes, which I can only assume means his opponent had gravity spikes as well. Bolu still chilling up top. No FHJs coming in so far for NL, and That means free reign for him as he still remains on the hard point. You can contest as much as you want to, but if you don't get some explosions onto him, you're not going to have much of a shot at taking him out. Raven jumping up. Take some SMG shots, but you're just not going to get a whole lot of value in that situation. And also, Bolu's already got another Goliath in his inventory. He's been able to stay in this for so long that he's actually mustered enough points, and you got NL getting the break right there, but only 9 seconds on the hill. That's going to allow Tribe Gaming to go ahead and get set up on P3, and right now NL, in regards to map positioning, just absolutely in shambles. Envoy having himself a pretty solid game with 18 kills, but right now, Tribe Gaming winning the positioning game, and Marshy on the hill himself with another Goliath, 3 kills going in, loses a little bit of HP. But right now, there's not a whole lot of options for NL Esports, and Bolu hasn't even called in his second Goliath yet either. Right now, it's going to take an absolute miracle for NL to turn this one around.
Yeah, it's definitely not looking good for them, especially with Tribe having such strong control over the second rotation of P3. As I say that, oh my goodness!
Oh, he nearly had the triple. That would have been filthy. Bolu, I mean, he's just been shredding this game. The 29 kills for him, leading all players right there. And like we said, nearly had the one-man hold on the hard point. And somehow, Tribe's still able to get some of that scrap time on the hill. They're trying to make the rotation. Papa Taco already set up. Sizu, I think, shooting some bodies right there is maybe a little bit of bad blood getting started early on. And Papa Taco not going to be able, well, will win the initial gunfight, immediately gets refragged, and right now Tribe perfectly set up to finish off this game. Found themselves down early on, but since that point, NL has only managed to find about 50 points, and Tribe has been pretty much completely in control the rest of the time.
Yeah, I mean, NL started off looking so good. I thought this was going to be real potential for NL, but I mean, shy of like, I think P4 of the first rotation, we really have not seen anything out of NL this past rotation of hardpoints. It's been all Tribe all day. They end up picking up the 250 to 122 victory over NL there, and that's huge to double up on NL. As we were talking about earlier, we would expect NL to have a little bit more of an advantage in Search and Destroy, but based off of what we saw today, you know, I gave Imperium a little bit of the edge in the first matchup in our third place decider in Search and Destroy, and then they got 6-1 cleaned. So I'm out of the prediction games for today.
Yeah, that was very, very lopsided. Bolu went quintuple positive right there, 37-7. The man was a one-man wrecking crew, and looking over at the side of NL, you gotta look at the MVP of Season 5, who went 10-25, and wonder if there were maybe some connectivity issues for Fish, or if it was something else. You got to think he's got to bounce back after that, because number one, he's got to defend his honor. Number two, he's got to help his team try to get a win right here. So we'll see if he can turn things around. They really need to see more out of him. Obviously, you expect to see some struggles here and there from some of these players, but he's been one of those players that all season long NL has been able to look to as one of their leaders, one of their top fraggers. He wasn't able to make anything happen in that game. We do know him more as a Search and Destroy specialist, so we'll see if he can turn things around in game number 2. But based on what we saw in the first respawn, NL Esports desperately needs to get a win in the Search and Destroy to give themselves a decent chance at turning things around.
Yeah, it's definitely looking to be the case. I don't know if the admins, do we have results for the player voted awards?
Fan voted.
Or fan voted awards. Let me see. Interesting. Hopefully that means yes. Let me get them for you. Definitely want to make sure we get some of those in. Ooh, you know what, Bobby? We definitely need to do some listen-ins today too. It's the
Oh,
grand
yeah.
finals,
True,
homie.
true. Definitely got to make that happen. Well, we'll wait till we get to the respawns to do that one, but definitely the iconic comps of Tribe, and I'm sure we'll probably find a better matchup for NL to listen to some of their comps too, is especially toward the end, things just not looking great for them. You don't ever like to hear
We can get some
disgruntled
NL
comps.
listening still. We've
Yeah.
got plenty of games
Well, no,
ahead of us.
I'm saying we wait till a game where they're performing better and where their morale is a little bit higher, and it'll make for a more entertaining listening.
I don't disagree.
But we will have Search and Destroy on Raid for game number 2. And, yeah, this is... I mean, Search and Destroy Raid. You guys already know. We play these maps a million times, so nothing too surprising. The absence of A-flows is definitely going to be something to pay attention to for Tribe, because even though they were super dominant in that game 1, the Search and Destroy is where they tend to struggle, and especially missing one of your primary snipers and the power of the snipers in the game right now, definitely going to be a big hole in their game. So we'll see. Sometimes we've seen Slothy pick it up. I believe Saizu has done that as well. And obviously Jez, another one of their primary snipers.
To be fair, NL also doesn't have Cheetah, though. So it's like a sniper for a sniper at this point. So obviously, though, Fish did win Marksman of the Split. So that is something that NL still have going for them there in the sniper department. Definitely could potentially give them a little bit of an edge in Search and Destroy, specifically where those early picks can carry a little bit of additional weight. So definitely going to be an exciting series ahead of us, Bobby.
Yep, just waiting for Saizu to ready up. And then we'll be good to go for game number 2. Keep in mind, this is a best of 7. Our weapon bans, the Arctic 50 and the Man of War. Those have pretty much become the standard weapon bans. As for some reason, they decided to buff the Man of War multiple times over the past couple seasons when it was already competitively viable. And I actually saw a clip. I saw a clip of the Arctic 50 earlier where it was round 11 of a tournament Search and Destroy. The bomb had been planted on standoff A site, and there was a player with an Arctic 50 that was proning in spawn of the offensive side. But because the Arctic 50 can one-tap anywhere on the body and the bomb was planted in the right place, you could actually shoot underneath the van, and it was a 1v3, and he just one by one picked off all 3 players that were trying to defuse the bomb.
Oh, no.
I was like, oh my gosh, this is the most toxic thing I've ever seen, and now people are going to start doing it all the time. Oh,
that's
goodness.
rough.
So, moral of the story, COD Mobile, please nerf the Arctic 50. That's all I want.
Yo, I don't know if you guys can say Slothy is better than Fish, chat. My dude is the first and only player to ever win all 3 of our awards.
And also, chat.
Player voted.
Yeah,
player voted.
Y'all do this all the time. Like, somebody has one bad game, and y'all turn on them completely and say, oh, this is the worst player ever. Oh, my God. And then the next game, they'll have a great game. Oh, my gosh, he's the best player.
That was chat on Tuesday for A-Flows. He dropped like 10 kills one game, and they were like, A-Flows doesn't need to be on Tribe. He's not good enough. And then he dropped like 38 the next game. Like, phenomenal players up here on both of these teams. So,
we do have the community
I'd be
all-star
interested
results.
to see if the Arctic 50 just flat out gets banned for season 6.
I think that it probably will.
Hint, wink, wink.
Yeah. I will say it was really weird watching CDL earlier, and they completely GA'd snipers. I was like, man, I know why they did it, but I really wish that they had some snipers in Search and Destroy just to keep it spicy, but... on the bright side, we've got COD Mobile, where snipers are allowed, and they are everywhere. We got one in the hands of Papa Taco, one for Fish. I don't know that we actually have any in play for Tribe right now, which is not too surprising to see over on the defensive, or no, they're on the offensive side. All right, well, they're just going to do their thing. NL playing very, very passive off the start, pretty much giving up the free A plant right here. Not sure what exactly the game plan is that's typically not the approach that we see these players take, especially on firing range Search and Destroy. A couple trades go in for either team. Raven finds one onto Saizu. Marshy and Bolu now left by themselves in the inside of basketball court. And Bolu slides the corner. What a double kill. This man is in the zone. Marshy on the outside of the site. Papa Taco needs to find a 1v2, and he needs to make it happen quick. Not finding anybody. They're both on the outside. Bolu sends over the nade. Marshy slides the corner. Not enough time for Papa Taco to get the frag right there. And that double kill for Bolu absolutely turned things around for Tribe Gaming and gave them the 1-0 lead.
Yeah, big round for Bolu there. I mean, again, sliding the corner just at the perfect time. Catches two players not ready at the window. And that really turned things around for Tribe. It wasn't looking great for them. With Raven and Tatio finding 3 really quick kills. Now have... Tribe slowly and cautiously pushing up. We do have Jez with the bomb. And, gonna be honest with you, not super common to have your sniper have the bomb. And I don't know how the 2 times he jumped in that window, he didn't see Tatio's head. Because I saw it the whole time. And I was like, man, I wonder if he's gonna notice this. Nope.
Yeah, Envoy's going to find a frag onto Bolu, and given the impact that he's had, that's a big loss for Tribe. Slothy now actually all by himself finds the first kill, won't be able to find the second. Raven shuts things down. Esports ties things up at 1-1 right here, and like we said, this is a must-win game for them, especially with how good Tribe's been in respawns. Also, I mean, basically throughout their history, even when they made a complete roster switch, they were still super, super dominant in respawns. We do see Raven now making a little bit more of a defensive push right here, and really well-spotted nade gets a hit marker as Marshy pushes through. 1 kill, make it 2. 6 kills on the board for him through the first 3 rounds. We do finally have a sniper in play for Tribe Gaming, as now 2 players taken out for each team. And Jez trying to make the push on in. Envoy playing sound up top, but Slothy able to get the trade on to Fish. 2 players remain for each team. Jez with the bomb in hand. Slothy up in that top side with him. And Envoy waiting for somebody to round that corner. Tatio playing mid. Jez is going to be able to get the plant over onto the A site. Not a whole lot of ranged options for NL. Is Tatio's going to have a tough time closing these gaps. I think he may actually be using Search, or may actually be using Dead Silence right here. And I think he actually took shots at his teammate, which is unfortunate. He's somehow able to win the gunfight against Slothy without taking a single bit of damage, and that's going to leave Jez all by himself down in the bottom of basketball court. He's going to hit those initial shots, wins the first gunfight. Tatio is there, gets him pretty weak. He's going to be forced to reload. Jez plays the head glitch beautifully. Tribe Gaming comes out on top in round 3, and they retake the lead at 2-1.
Yeah, and they'll definitely need to find a little bit of their groove together, because right now it's basically all Raven. 6 kills on the board for him. Looking at the likes of Tribe, and this is really what I like about Tribe and their rotations this season. Nobody really exceptionally above the rest of the team, at least at the beginning of this round. It was pretty much 3-3-2, 3-2. So everybody putting in work, everybody participating, getting themselves the lead. So really just overall strong team. They work together well. Once again, it's Raven for the side of NL picking up kills as he finds the kill onto Bolu there. And it's now a 3 versus 3 between NL and Tribe. Tribe will have the opportunity to try to plant the bomb if Marshy finds the kill here. It is a 1-for-1 trade. Papa Taco for Jez. Now with Marshy rotating over with his teammate They are going to find the kill onto Fish. I'm not hugely sure what that rotation from Fish was. That was pretty unfortunate to watch, but we might have the grenade of the century from Raven right now.
Oh, nothing on the other side. Truly unfortunate. Raven got to be feeling pretty lonely in this game right now. All by himself at the end of the round and all by himself at the top of the leaderboard. 7 kills. Marshy working the head glitch. Does take 1 bullet. Sliding through is Raven. Trying to outgun Saizu on the repeat, but it's not going to happen. Only 20 seconds remain right here. He's going to need to make things happen pretty quickly. He's been good so far. Can he be good enough to clutch it in 13 seconds? And these two players playing time about as perfectly as they possibly could. Tribe Gaming moving up to a 3-1 lead right here. And right now, what NL needs is to get something from somebody besides Raven. We'll see who it's going to be, but if they're going to have a shot at closing out this S&D, they need somebody else to step up. Typically, we would expect that to be Fish. It hasn't really been his day today. We don't see him rocking the sniper like he usually does. Tribe finding first blood once again. Fish all by himself over on the B site. He's going to get absolutely beamed. Raven, one of the lone survivors, once again jumps over top, wins the gunfight onto Slothy. He and Papa Taco going to need to make some work happen right here if they're going to have a shot, and it's just Raven again. It would be an ace for him if he's able to close this out. The bomb's going to go down onto the B site, and pressure is on as he makes the rotation over into Red Room. Bolu knows exactly where he's going to be, and probably by now has gotten a little bit of an audio cue. Shots go on to Jez, not able to get the frag. 26 HP and 26 seconds remain as well. Trying to rotate through driveway, but every angle being held by Tribe right now. Bolu with the perfect positioning gets the frag, and that's going to be a 4-1 lead for Tribe.
Man, this is not looking good at all for NL once again. Raven, really the only player to be able to find kills for the team. I mean, let's see, he's got 8. So, I mean, he literally has as many kills as the rest of his team combined. So, not a great position to be in. And once again, if you look over at the likes of Tribe, Slothy with 3, Bully with 6, Marshy with 5, Saizu with 6, Jez with 2. Everybody putting in their degree of work over here on the side of Tribe. With a couple kills trading back and forth, it's actually NL finding some sort of movement there, and it was once again Raven picking up 2 kills for the team, but Tatio, I believe, picked up 3 that round. So exceptional work out of Tatio to step up there. Might be a little bit of a kink in the hose for Tribe to maybe slow down some of the momentum, but Raven is once again finding a kill, finds the head of Slothy there. Tio finds Saizu, almost gets killed. I believe he got shot by a Marshy there, but and we're gonna find Jez, and this might be an opportunity where NL can really start to turn things around. It's now Marshy alone who turns the corner right into the juggernaut that is Raven right now. 12 kills on the board for him.
Guess how many kills he got that round? Another 2?
Another 2, yeah.
Another 2. It seems like that's been the amount he's getting every single round.
Well, he got 2, Tatio got 2, and Envoy picked up 1. But we still have Papa Taco sitting down at 1 kill.
Yeah.
And Fish, who's been the key, who's been the stone holding this team together all season long, struggling down at 2 is not great for them.
Yeah, it does seem to be going to the favor of NL that they have been a lot stronger when it comes to the offensive side of Search and Destroy. Unfortunately for them, the bomb down in a really bad spot, and Raven giving away his location right there is not going to make things any easier. Slothy working the head glitch down below, not going to be an easy spray for Raven to land right there. Spots Marshy as well, but everybody on site for Tribe right now. It's not really any flankable angles for NL, and with a minute ticked off, it's going to be tough for them to make that push on in. When gas nade goes out for, I believe, Tribe right there to try to slow down the bomb pickup. And Marshy nearly had an angle, but wow, what a beam from Raven. Slothy spots him right there, but he's got the high ground to work with and doesn't get the kill, but he gets the assist. The frag going in for Tribe. They've been able to get some map positioning right here. Saizu has been so good for them so far as he's got 8 kills on the board. Papataka with the bomb in hand actually spots him. What a spray from Fish, and he's finally finding a little bit of his mojo as Bolu is going to be the only player remaining right here. Bomb's going to go down onto the B site, and Bolu slowly snaking his way in through Laundry right here. Both players on the back side, and it's going to give his location away. Trying to make something happen with this nade. Looks like the right spot, but just wasn't quite able to make the angle happen. Taking more shots right there. Still not going to be able to get the kill. 20 seconds remain. Both players on head glitches. It's going to take a miracle for him to close this one out. And NL playing this round to perfection. Papataco, he's going to get taken out by the SMRS. Fish right now just pretty content to play time, and I think Bolu has realized he's got to try to stick it and doesn't really attempt to do so. He's going to get the kill, but not the round. 8 kills on the board, but NL Esports has bounced back in a big way to tie things up at 4-4.
Yeah, and they definitely needed that because it doesn't look great for them in the respawn. I mean, they're definitely a stronger search and destroy team. I do, at least as a little bit of a cushion for NL, feel that they perform better in Domination than they do in Hardpoint. So maybe that'll be their saving grace, but if they're unable to pick up a win in Search and Destroy, that might, similarly to the way I felt about Imperium in the first game of the night when we had our third place decider, might just be the nail in the coffin. So we'll have to see what they're able to do with that. We have nope.
That was a beautiful quick scope by Jez right there. Going to be able to pick up a Fennec to give him some more versatility as well. But Fish finding his groove right now. Going to be able to spray down Bolu. He's now got 5 kills on the board. And I believe that is 4 rounds in a row going the way of NL Esports, who looked like they were in shambles, but switching over to the offensive side has definitely been their jam, and they could potentially close things out, tie things up at 1-1 if they find a way to finish strong right here. Tribe full sending middle. Wow, that's a ballsy push. 1 trade going in for each team, and things looking like they might fall apart pretty quickly, but Bolu is able to find the frag onto Tatio, and that's actually going to give them a man advantage. With both Tatio and Raven down, that's a 2 really big losses for NL. So they're going to be able to get the bomb down onto the A site. They don't have any snipers in play. Neither does Tribe. So it's going to be a battle of the angles, battle of the ARs. And right now, nobody rotating toward that top angle for Tribe. They've still got time to make it over there. Papataco going to go ahead and pre-nade that top side and try to slow things down. I'm not sure there's actually any trophy systems available for NL, which is definitely not a good thing. And players starting to make those pushes in. Jez going to be able to get the frag. Fish going to be all by himself. Tribe able to get the retake onto the site. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got ourselves a round 11.
Yeah, and not a great position to be in for NL, right? Like you can turn things around. You can pull together the final round 11 win here in Search and Destroy and pick up that point. But with Search and Destroy being as close as it is, that's again just not a great comfort feeling. If you are an NL fan right now, you definitely would have liked to see them have a little bit more presence, a little bit more dominance in Search and Destroy, especially with a bunch of Hardpoint and Domination ahead of us. We do have Bolu with the bomb, as we are in round 11. Sides has switched back, and Bolu playing it a little bit slow here. Tatio finds Slothy, but Bolu quickly to make that trade back on out. So it will be a 4 versus 4. Looks like Tribe are ready to make that A side push, but looks like NL might be semi-ready for it. We have a couple players already making the rotation over to A, and perhaps getting ready to set up more. Oh, Bolu just
Ooh.
lasers Papa Taco off the head glitch. Jez finds Raven, and that might be it as Envoy does trade out, but is now Fish alone. And you'd like to think if anybody could do it for the side of NL, it would be Fish. But definitely not having the day we would expect to see out of him. Bolu saw Fish make the rotation. That's going to give his position away. Now he's going to get potentially pincered by Marshy and Bolu. Oh no! Bolu looks away at the wrong time.
That was a
Oh.
big brain hop up for Fish, and that was the kill that they needed to find. And Marshy is going to be able to get the bomb down over onto the A site, but this is not going to be an easy 1v1 to win. The pressure is on right now. Fish looking to clutch the 1v2 to keep his team in the game. They want to be able to tie things up at 1-1. He's moving toward that top side. Marshy peeked the corner. He gives away his location. Fish takes the initial shots. 23 seconds to work with. Reload is going to go in. He should be able to get Peeker's advantage if he plays this correctly. Shots onto Marshy. He's not in a good spot. Fish not able to make things happen right here, but he's got a pistol in hand. He gets the kill. The 1v2 is his. The Mobile Mayhem reigning MVP, showing why he deserves the title. Fish comes away with the defuse, an absolute must-have. NL Esports comes out on top, and they take the win to tie things at 1-1.
That was such a big clutch for Fish. I almost didn't think he was going to get it. Marshy looked just about ready for that rotation in, but Fish was able to pull it together for NL, and that's going to be a 1-1 between these two teams in the overall standing in this best out of 7. Raven, absolute madman, 14 kills on the board for him. Bolu having a heck of a game himself, 13 kills, and then across the rest for each of the teams, I'm definitely glad that NL were able to even things out a little bit. At the beginning, it was all Raven, and then throughout the rest of the game, we were able to pick up to Tio to 9, Fish to 8, Envoy to 6. Papa Taco came up from 1 to 4 in those last couple rounds, so big for them to step things up. Looking over at the likes of Tribe, I mean, again, pretty even for them across the board. Saizu with 8, Jez and Marshy with 7, Slothy with 5. So this Tribe team just, even though they took the loss here in Search and Destroy, we expected NL to have a little bit more of an edge than a game 11 1 versus 1 finish.
Yep.
Or a round 11 1 versus 1 finish. So that's really big of Tribe to come through with such a strong performance here. Almost able to close out the Search and Destroy win. But as long as Tribe can stay in the mental game and go into our next match, which is Domination on... Scroll up here and look at Zim's questionable map rotation. Domination on Hackney Yard, so you definitely would expect Tribe to have a little bit more dominant of a performance there based on the Hardpoint matchup we watched earlier. But again, I do think as far as respawn goes, that NL perform a little bit better in Domination than they do in Hardpoint. So that is something to keep in mind.
Oh my gosh, looking at chat right now, they're all at the edge of their seats. They're like, go Marshy, go Fish. Go Marshy, go Fish. Oh my gosh. That was just a blast to watch. And y'all, oh my gosh, y'all gave Fish so much crap in the first half of that game. And my man not only bounced back in second fragged, but he also clutched the 1v2 to win the game right there. I mean, just goes to show everybody has their bad games. Everybody has their bad rounds. You know? It's just the way that it goes sometimes. It's all about how you bounce back, and Fish showed it right there. Chat losing their minds in both directions. Game 3, Hackney Yard Domination. Definitely going to be an interesting one. This is one of the ones that can get really spicy whenever you start to see some of those flags flip and everything else can get very, very chaotic. So always makes for an intriguing game, and also some really good spots to set up to play for streaks. And those are definitely going to play a big role as well. Waiting for our players to ready up. No substitutions, it looks like. And we should be good to go for game number 3 pretty soon here.
Yeah, definitely going to be an exciting matchup between these two teams. I mean, I would love to see this go all the way to a Game 7 decider. So hopefully NL are able to wake up a little bit in the respawns and push us on through, because looking ahead of us, there's a lot of domination and hardpoint in these upcoming games, and that is really where Tribe excels the most. So it's going to be a hard climb for NL, but you know, obviously this is a team that fought all season long, formed at the top of Division 1, and absolutely has the potential to beat Tribe, especially if Tribe doesn't show up to these next couple matches. I mean, Tribe, while they are a strong respawn team, you mentioned it yourself, you know, sometimes you have a bad round, sometimes you have a bad game. So if Tribe just struggle a little bit, we definitely could see NL overtake them. Or alternatively, if NL just perform at their best, they can definitely potentially push us further on into this series as well.
I saw Sylvia in chat asking who clipped it. I have my clip, but my replay buffer only goes back like a minute, and the entire clip spanned longer than a minute. So hopefully one of the mods probably got it, if I had to guess, and that should be available in, I think if you look at the recent clips, if I had to guess, it's probably over there. So we are underway. Game number 3. Best of 7 for our championships for Mobile Mayhem. Bolu with 2 kills off the start. Slothy with 2 for himself. Jez with the shotgun in hand, and a pretty slow start for NL Esports. It's going to cost them an early B cap. Do typically expect this to be strong side, and Jez hopping up behind the barrels right there. That is a toxic spot to be. And he said, never mind, I'll go ahead and play out a little bit more, see if I can go get some frags. But right now, NL not really able to make a whole lot happen. 4 kills for them, 4 kills for Slothy alone, as Jez jumps across right there. Marshy staying alive as he takes out Tio, and now sliding on through, takes out Fish, takes out Raven as well. Tribe Gaming completely in control right now.
Yeah, and again, this is kind of what we expect out of them for a respawn mode. This team, even with a different roster, Tribe have just always really put their focus and their effort into being a strong respawn team, and a lot of that can be seen in Hardpoint with their really strong anchor rotations, as well as just overall team-wide rotations to push on through, where you're able to win the better half of trades in most circumstances. And right now, they have absolutely dominant control over B. I mean, in fact, pretty much everybody on Tribe is set up at B. We have Bolu hanging in the back a little bit to, you know, potentially cut off those rotations over to potentially getting an anchor for NL over onto A, as well as Saizu kind of watching over the middle of the map. So really, really phenomenal positioning out of Tribe here. And if NL aren't able to find a way to get a break, which, again, it's going to take coordination, because the setup that Tribe have right now is just absolutely phenomenal. They have just about every angle possible covered between all of them. Slothy running it back and forth across the catwalk there does get dropped by Envoy, who is waiting for him to make that rotation. This is a little bit of the opportunity that NL needed to make the rotation over here. We did have Bolu and Saizu picking up kills, but man, Tribe cleaning out what was looking to be a big B push for NL. Man, that's rough.
Yeah, and NL had a good setup right there, because they're able to get a little distraction. They sent Tio over to the A site. He did some damage to the A flag and got them to push back toward that, and it looked like NL was going to be able to find something, but just the perfect poise and positioning for Tribe made things look relatively easy. Slothy already in double digits, as is Bolu. And it is actually going to be a double cap going in play for NL, which I didn't really expect to see happening at all this half. We do see Jez already getting some progress. Envoy's going to get beamed out at the top. Tribe immediately going to get the retake. And like I said, this is typically what we expect to see as the strong side, just because of that overlook in the top side and the ease of access of it. Just really does tend to go the way of the team that is on the A side. So we'll see if NL can turn things around in the second half. But if we see a repeat of anything that we've seen so far in the first half, it's definitely looking like it's going to be Tribe taking their second game.
Yeah, so far it looks to be the case. They're going into the second half with about a 45-point lead. But this is almost the exact same position that Invictus were in the Domination match up against Imperium. A 45-point lead that a strong second-round performance can absolutely be the difference maker. And NL can come back and pick up a win here. So, best of 7, currently tied up 1-1. And we will have to see if NL are able to step up to the plate a little bit more. Envoy rocking 10 kills on the board for him. Fish sitting down at 6. And again, he's normally the top fragger, or at least tying somebody for top frag. And unfortunately, Fish has just not been showing up so far today. He's not been able to find the better half of gunfights. We do have Jez with the KRM out, so we'll have to see what he's able to do as far as performance around. Probably B, I would expect him to have best performance there, but man.
We've got a triple cap for Tribe Gaming right now, so as I was saying, this is typically what we expect to be the strong side. Doesn't seem to matter a whole lot, is right now Tribe's just running all over them. I've barely seen any gunfights go the way of NL so far. We got everybody in double digits for Tribe, one player in double digits for NL, and at this point, this one seems to be pretty much a lost cause unless some type of a miracle happens. We do have Papatago winning one gunfight right there, and Tatio being the second player to move into the double digits. NL trying to make that push on in to take control of the B flag. Smoke grenade or gas grenades and I believe a regular nade going out there too. They're trying to take out the Goliath, but not going to be very easy to do on the inside of a building when you've already used up your FHJ. Somehow Tatio able to win that gunfight. So many people. Oh my gosh, what a feed! Tatio's going ham! And I said it might take a miracle. Tatio might be the miracle that they need. He's going to go ahead and call in a Goliath right here. He's got a drone and a Pred missile as well. I think they might be in triple cap territory already. So with that being the case, it's still really going to require a miracle for them to turn things around. But wow, what a huge play for him, as that was exactly what NL needed.
Yeah, they definitely did. I mean, it's only the start of what needs to happen, right? I mean, and one big play needs to happen about 4 more times for the potential comeback here, because as we mentioned, we're in triple cap territory right now with 45 points to go for Tribe and over 100 points for NL. So it would be close if they held the double cap all the way to the end, but they're still going to be down about 15-20 points, which is not going to cut it. And we now have a double cap right now for Tribe. So even though it was only for a couple seconds, that is once again just putting it back a little bit. So hopefully NL are able to find some sort of groove, but with Tribe picking up the B flag, I think that pretty much is going to seal the deal. I don't think even a miracle can save NL at this point. I don't even think we're going to time out at this point. I think this is just going to be Tribe in the next 40 seconds or whatever it may be, closing this game out.
Yeah,
and
that's
they'll be taking the 2-1 lead in the series.
Yeah, and I don't know what it is with NL, but right now in respawns, they've just not been able to find anything. And even, like, you see Raven, who really popped off for them last game, he had more kills in the Search and Destroy than he's had in the respawn right here. So they really need to find that consistency, and they need to find it fast. They were able to miraculously win that Search and Destroy, but it's not going to mean a thing if they don't find a way to get some type of momentum in the respawns. And right now, Tribe's just doing whatever they want, whenever they want. Only 5 more seconds before they take this away and do take the win in game number 3. Keep in mind, it is best of 7. So even though NL not looking great right now, they've still got a shot. But next one is going to be a hard point. And It's not going to be until Game 7 that we have another search and destroy, so that means they've got a long way to go and a lot of respawns to win to make something happen in our championships for Season 5 of Mobile Mayhem.
Yeah, and it's going to be no easy feat for NL because, again, Tribe just performs so well in respawns together. Slothy, 27 kills on the board for him. Overall went 27 and 16. Jez, 24 and 10. Marshy, 20 and 13. And then Bolu sitting up at the top there, 22 and 13 for him. And, you know, it's just, we need to see NL come to the table a little bit more in the gunfights and a little bit more in the team fight rotations as well, because Tribe, their rotations are incredibly strong. And if you look at the assists down the board for the side of Tribe, 9 for Bolu, 12 for Slothy, only 3 for Jez, but 6 for Marshy, 10 for Saizu. You look at the opposition in NL, 1 assist for Tatio, 3 for Envoy, 4 for Papa Taco, 4 for Fish, 4 for Raven. There's not a lot of team kills there. Those major and minor assists come into a big play because you may not get the whole kill out of it, right? I mean, you know, yeah, that's all fine and dandy, but that could be the difference in your teammate dying and winning the gun or winning the gunfight. So would definitely like to see a little bit more teamwork out of NL, a little bit tighter on the rotations, and maybe they can take a little bit of an edge in our upcoming matches.
Yep. Coming up next, we do have Hardpoint on Crash. Always an interesting one, very, very dependent on those rotations. And decision-making, I feel like, especially on this map, plays the biggest role just because of how quickly things can turn on a dime with one bad decision. So we do expect, especially based on what we've seen tonight, for Tribe to be the dominant respawn team. We'll see if that continues. Right now, NL seems to be just scrambling to try to find something, trying to make something happen. They need... If they lose this one, I would say it's not like a guarantee that they're done so, but it's just too deep of a hole for them to dig themselves out of, I feel like. And I think Crash Hardpoint is one of those ones where even if you're not necessarily winning your gunfights, which has been the case for them a lot, you do have a chance at winning it just based off having the right rotations and having the right map control. So we'll see if they can make it happen. Fish, definitely the player that they're looking to really step things up, as he is the Mobile Mayhem MVP for Season 5, but hasn't had his best games. He had some clutch plays in Search and Destroy, but in the respawns, he just hasn't been there. They need him to be there. I don't know if that means respawn sniping. I almost feel like they GA'd snipers tonight or something, because I feel like there's been almost no sniping, which has been completely the opposite, even in respawns, of what we've seen all season long. And maybe it is the pressure on and they want to play what feels a little more comfortable, but Fish needs to pull out a sniper in the respawns to give himself a shot at contributing a little bit more. I would say, honestly, give it a try.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be an uphill battle for NL because, again, they are a little bit stronger of a search and destroy team than they are in respawns, and Tribe, a much stronger respawn team than they are search and destroy. The one game that they dropped all season long was search and destroy against Zygnus. They are undefeated as far as matches that they actually played in Hardpoint and in Domination. For the open season. So really, really strong performance out of Tribe all season long. They're showing up big here in the finals as well. So with the groove that they're in, I mean, it's really starting to look like a just flat out Tribe win at this point. And unless if NL can find some sort of groove, I don't see realistically an opportunity for them to win, because again, a lot of it boils down to the rotations that they're making, and Tribe are just doing better in the team rotations. It's causing them to win more gunfights. Again, you look at the assists, one team has just barely double digits, the other team is pushing almost 30 assists between the 5 of them. So those really helping out across the board.
You know, I think that Fish was listening to me because we haven't seen him snipe all day, and then I said he should snipe and respawn, and he pulled out the sniper. So we'll see if it ends up paying off. What?
Papa Taco sniped in Search and Destroy.
No, I'm
so
talking about Fish sniping, though.
Oh, well, yes.
And he actually has already made the switch, so didn't last too terribly long, but he's definitely off to a stronger start. Oh, he's actually picked up a HVK, and that's getting him into a little bit of a rhythm so far, as he's got 4 kills to lead all players. Gets a little bit of time on the hill right there. Jez able to drive on up that stairway and able to get a double kill right there. Bad comms, if I had to guess, from NL, as the teammate definitely should have been aware of what was happening right there. Tribe with the majority of the time on P1. They're filling up the feed right now, and they've got control of 3-story as well. Definitely not a good sign off the start for NL Esports, so since it seems like they're in such a groove, we'll go ahead and hop in for a listen-in with Tribe Gaming.
What's one middle?
Yeah, I'm punching you. Can you get on point, Jess?
Bro,
Jess,
he's deli. One deli, deli.
I'm waiting.
Focus on himself, focus on himself. That's one, see now?
Wait, never mind.
We
Not being.
got deli.
One more hill, one more hill, one more hill. I have a Goliath.
I died mid.
Oh, dude.
Yo, come new. I have Goliath.
I need. He's the one. Nice.
Yo,
Nice.
I'm mid.
We lost one.
Spawned out. I spawned out.
Yo, I'm mid.
Sir. He went to pillars.
Yeah, they spawned here.
They spawned.
They spawned me.
Something like. Hold up.
One pillar.
You have Annihilator yet, Golden?
No, I'm like.
Dude! Oh
That's
my
one
god!
Relax,
dude.
man. Salty, relax, dude.
No,
Relax.
dude, my
He's doing
my
work.
game.
Top deli, I think.
Top deli.
Kelly there.
Three, push up.
Well, definitely a very stark contrast from the Tribe comms that we heard in the COD Mobile Championships. Obviously, this is a very different team, and we had heard them say also previously that they have a lot of very quiet players. So even though they're not very loud with their comms, they're obviously pretty effective, as they found themselves off to a pretty solid start with a 50-point lead, already getting the break onto P3 right here. To Tio hopping over, immediately eliminated by Bolu, who's at 9, Jez at 11. Tribe Gaming still on top and maintaining control of this game.
Yeah, Tribe in a prime position, and again, their rotations have really just kept them on top over and over again. Envoy actually peeks the corner there, finds 2, finds 3. That's really big for the side of NL. It's going to help him secure some time on P3, but looking at the heavy anchor that we have from Marshy, who is their primary objective player. He was able to pick up 1 kill as he is locked into this hard point. He is looking for the kill onto Envoy if he can find it, but obviously not trying too hard to push the opposition there, and that's probably why.
There was a trophy system right behind him, but he didn't see it, and that's really unfortunate for Marshy, but not really too bad for Tribe, as we saw as we were rotating out of P3, there were 4 NL players collapsing onto P4, and that one Sparrow in the hands of Marshy was able to hold off all of them and allow his team to get control right here, and they are pushing NL way back into their spawn. Like you talked about, the assist playing a really big role. Even when they don't get the kills, their teammates are there for the refrags, and Tribe finds themselves, as they're getting ready to leave this one, probably going to be up by a solid 100 points, and through 4 hard points, that's a pretty solid spot to be winning gunfights left and right. Envoy finally able to make something happen up there. He's got an equalizer, but he's going to get equalized by Saizu, as we do now have Tribe trying to make the push on up. Papa Taco up in spawn, holding things down, and this is typically one of the easier ones to hold, but just like that, Saizu's going to find a double kill, spraying up through. Things falling apart for NL Esports. They cannot win a gunfight right now. 1 player remains up on the hill, and Jez is actually, oh, nobody remains. Tribe already got the break. Only 15 points going in for NL Esports, and at this point, it seems like this one is probably as good as chalked as well.
Yeah, it's not looking great. I mean, between the entire team of NL, there's, I believe if I'm counting right, 11 assists on the board. Looking at the side of Tribe, there's 11 between Jez and Saizu alone. So then you look at the likes of Bolu with 3, Slothy with 4, Marshy with 4. They're sitting comfortably up in the kill participation. Jez rocking it this game, 22-7. So really, really doing a great job. Marshy, I'm sure, as we get into the end of the game where we can actually see the time, I'm sure he is once again going to be the top dog for objective control. So that will be exciting to look at, especially. And again, what a one-sided match this has turned out to be. We have Tribe approaching 200 kills, and NL struggling to get into
kills.
75 or 200 points. I got a little carried away there. Got a little bit carried away, but yeah, I mean, they've crossed into 200 points. Marshy is up top to try to take down Fish in the Goliath, but Fish actually able to get a wallbang there. That Goliath is just about one hit though, so not a great position to be in for Fish. Tio actually helping defend Fish there. Again, I don't see realistically an opportunity up against Tribe, who has been just so dominant this game, sitting at 208. 3 full holds is what it takes for NL to come back and win this here. Not hugely possible. So we'll have to see what they're able to pull together. NL started getting a couple ticks on the P2 rotation here, but once again, it's just Tribe clearing things out. They're sitting 25 points away from a victory with 40 seconds or 35 seconds remaining on the board. So they're really in a great spot. And I think, Bobby, this is just going to be a 3-1 lead for the side of Tribe. Even with a couple seconds to contest there, Tribe just find kills. And with only 5 seconds to go, I think that's it for NL for this matchup.
Yeah, Papa Taco tries to make a push on in right there. Fish, I understand what he was trying to do right there, trying to save his Goliath and stay up top and try to find frags on Tribe players as they enter into the hard point, but whenever it's 237 to 80, you kind of at that point got to decide maybe it might be worth it for me to give up my Goliath and see if I can make a push on into the hard point. But unfortunately, it is going to be a unfortunately for NL, it's going to be a 3-1 lead for Tribe, and looking like they are well on their way to a championship, as we do see Jez going double positive right there. Marshy with the 2 minutes and 13 seconds on the hill. Marshy, the only player to go negative, and he was only -1, so definitely not a bad spot for your OBJ player to be, and even with Fish doing a little bit better, they need to see more across the board. They need that consistency. You can't have Tio going double negative. Just a lot of missing opportunities for NL Esports, who now finds themselves up against a wall against a Tribe team that has been absolutely rampaging all night tonight. And that's going to lead us into game number 5, where Tribe Gaming could potentially close things out.
Yeah, it's definitely starting to look like it, especially with Tribe's dominance in the respawn modes. I mean, 2 minutes and 13 seconds for Marshy, 1:43 for Bolu. 30 assists on the side of Tribe to the 19 of NL really just reinforces NL needing to tighten up a lot of those rotations. I think you also made a really strong point, and you understand Fish trying to conserve Goliath, but when you're just a couple seconds away from defeat, I definitely think you start making that rotation down, even though obviously Tribe were set up in a position where they were expecting that Goliath to come down. It was low health. I think you still put your body down on the point, try to get a couple seconds for your team to respawn, especially when your team hadn't really picked up a ton of kills there. I understand the idea of keeping that Goliath alive top, because he actually did make a pretty sizable comeback in the kill death area of that game, picking off. I mean, I think he picked up like 7 kills with that Goliath up top. So I understand trying to cut off the rotations, use that Goliath height advantage as a way to prevent Tribe from making rotations back to the point, but that only works if your team is getting the kills. So that's ultimately where I think the difference is made there. Is you have to read the situation a little bit better.
Yep. Well, we've and everybody in chat's talking about Fish playing for his KD at the end of that one.
I'm not wrong.
Yeah,
not wrong,
I mean,
but...
like, you gotta weigh the option. And if he had been like slaying out everybody on the surrounding area for Tribe and really slowing down their push into the hard point, I could understand. But when you got all your teammates spawning across the map and you're at 237 points, doesn't really make a ton of sense to stay up there. So it's just those small decisions that start to stack up, on top of the fact that Tribe's just winning the gunfights right now. Even when NL has made the rotations, they had people in position for P4, got broken. They had people in position for P5, got broken. When that's happening over and over and over again, the team that's winning the gunfight's going to win the game. But we got everybody ready to go for game number 5. Could very well be our last one. It is going to be Domination on firing range. Making sure I'm not missing anything from our admins. All right. And hopping into the game.
That should be a good one, but obviously we expect Tribe to have a little bit of an advantage here again. Once again, they've just been a undefeated respawn team all season long. So this is a phenomenal opportunity for them to show their stuff and see if they're able to close things out in what it'll be 4-1. Yeah, 4-1. So would be a big performance from Tribe. We have Envoy actually hangs out and is able to stop what was looking to be a AC cap coming out of Tribe, but he's also able to defend B. So Envoy having a really big day here on the side of NL. But Tribe, they are about to get the B cap. 2 players throwing their bodies on it. They are able to get it. Slothy and Bolu are going to die for it, but a 40-second cap on B, well worth 2 lives, especially if NL were not in a position where they could push and retake it immediately. So phenomenal work out of Bolu and Slothy there.
Yeah, and it looks like Tribe is making a big rotation back toward the A site. I think we actually have somebody up in top of tower. We do. Raven was able to make it up there. Now, unfortunately for him, there's not much of an angle by which he can defend that. So we are going to see Tribe taking A. It'll immediately flip for C. Raven gets a big frag from that top side. And this is a good spot to be. Marshy trying to sneak his way across and see if maybe he can find an angle right there. As this is going to give a lot of map control for NL, but they haven't really been able to capitalize on it, despite the fact they've got pretty much all of the hold points in their control. We do have Marshy getting taken out of wood right there, and a big double kill going in as Envoy into Tio find him. Looks like it should have been an opportunity for NL, but they just haven't been able to capitalize so far. Bolu's going to win the gunfight right there. 2 players still stuck down at 0 kills for Tribe Gaming, and yet they still find themselves in control of the double cap.
Yeah, you're absolutely right there, Bobby, and they are doubling up on NL already, 21-48, and the slight bit of progress that Envoy was able to make there is quickly going to get shut down, as I believe it was Bolu picking up the kill there, but Jez having a heck of a game for himself right now, 9 kills on the board. And it's kind of surprising to see such a lead coming out of Tribe right now. And when I say that, it's not that I'm trying to say that they shouldn't be. Saizu just got his first kill, and Marshy just got his first kill, like right now. So, that was essentially 3 members of Tribe winning the domination matchup right there.
Yeah, and that's what I was saying early on. Like, you had so many NL players that were in really solid control places on the map, but Tribe just seems I don't know if they're more dedicated to the objective or they're more aggressive whenever they're pushing the objective. But either way, it's working out for them so far, is even with a lot of players slaying out for NL. And like you said, Marshy and Saizu both struggling. Saizu just picked up his second kill. And yet we still see Tribe in control of this map, because as long as they got somebody in top 10, you can pretty much immediately beam off that B flag. Papa Taco is going to go up top. But you need to be pushing that B flag if you're going to have a shot. It also doesn't seem like anybody's got smokes in play, which is going to make it tough to push that. Envoy finds another big frag right there. Marshy gets the beam from the top side, and once again, NL Esports not able to finish the cap over onto B. So we'll see if they can turn this around. They're finding the frags. They need to find the caps. And with Jez starting to heat up, odds of that happening getting significantly lower. He's making his way up to the top of 10 right there, and Envoy trying to win the gunfight. He's actually going to be able to do it. Finally, a B cap going in. They need to make the A cap happen right here if it's going to matter at all, and not a whole lot of time to do it. They're trying to make it go in right there, but that's going to end the half, and a little bit too little too late for NL Esports. Day might be gone. Day is in fact gone, so I'm going to solo cast this one. You're welcome, chat. Papa Taco gets the kill off the start right here. The slow A-cap going in for Tribe Gaming. We do have Papa Taco with a Tempest to work with. I would say the Tempest is probably the most underrated operator in the game, especially given how many different purposes it could have. You need to hip fire it for it to be effective, but man, when you learn the art of the hip fire on the Tempest, that thing is a monster. So many compounding kills, especially with the ability to effectively freeze the opponent. And I believe we do actually have Day returning right there. Maybe.
Yeah, more evidence of my computer just
there we
dying.
Go. Yeah.
Just absolutely dying.
Well, glad that you are back, and we still sit here with an uncapped B flag. Papa Taco holding that map control. Bolu's down below, though. He's got an Annihilator in hand. That's an easy kill for him. Tribe Gaming with a lot of progress, but Raven hops into the Goliath right there. He's going to go to top 10. That's a good spot for him to be. Put Slothy in a better spot. Finds the initial frag and the major assist. Does get beamed from behind by Titio. This Goliath could cause some issues if we don't see some operators come into play soon for Tribe. They're pretty content to play that wood building, as they know they don't really need to make a push over to the B flag. And the pressure is really on for Raven to try to protect the person going for the cap. Got to make sure you don't overheat right there. Bolu does stay alive on the back side of the vehicle, and somehow that doesn't explode, but a Tempest is going to immediately erase that. And just like that, one entire Goliath gone away with no further progress on the B flag for NL Esports.
Yeah, not a great spot for them to be in on the side of NL. An uncapped B flag in the second half was bad for them. Letting Tribe have B, even worse, obviously. But you know, we have currently Tribe ticking away. They've got about a 40, coming up on a 45-point lead over the side of NL. And we're not quite in triple cap territory, but I mean, we're mere seconds away. But as I say that, NL actually get a big B cap, and they really need to hold the double here if they want any chance of winning. I mean, if you look at the score and the time remaining, they have to double for the rest of this game. There's no time for error at this point. So
yeah, with the pressure on, we are going to go ahead and hop into a listen-in with NL Esports.
No,
Muerto, no, no está en B.
medio, güeyes.
Qué la verga, güey. En trailer 2, güey.
Sí, dos a carro medio.
Muerto barril. Muerto medio. Ah, otro barril.
Barril.
Güey. Mató.
No se olviden de barril, sí, vamos. Está bien. ¿Dónde
Barril. Otro más en Sambo. Almacén.
Barril.
Barril.
Barril, uno más barril.
Mi culpa.
Uno y medio, uno y medio, uno y medio.
Arco en barril, arco barril.
No, en los Emax de...
Abajo almacén.
Muerte, muerte, muerte.
Torre.
Emax de madera.
Medio entró el killer.
And as we do see time dwindling, it does look like it's probably too little too late for NL Esports. Right as we went for the listen-in, we immediately saw Tribe retaking that flag. Bolu gets the double kill with the Annihilator. I don't even know that with a triple cap, it would be possible for NL to come back right here. So despite the fantastic effort from NL in the search and destroy, Tribe Gaming's respawn overall has just been too much. We see Marshy on the inside of trailer holding things down. One player going for the A cap flip for NL Esports, but like I said, it's at the point, even if we had a triple cap go into play, there's only 20 seconds remaining and 60 seconds dividing the two teams. Tribe Gaming showing why they are considered to be the best team in North America right now. 200 to 136 is the final score of Game 5. And Tribe Gaming are your Season 5 champions of Mobile Mayhem. Dave, you're muted, by the way.
My mistake. But definitely after the season that Tribe had, it's no shock that they were able to come through with the win here. A pretty clean 4-1 victory over the side of NL, who, again, a team that performed well all season long and brought their best to Season 5 finals here. But honestly, the one thing that Tribe really have just had all season long is their rotations are so on point. And I think for the teams not only that stick together for the remainder of, or for the downtime between Season 5 and Season 6, but any teams that form as well, you can really look back at the development that this Tribe team had throughout the season. Look at all the key matchups that they played against the stronger teams, and just keep an eye on the minimap and watch Tribe and the rotations that they had, because that's really been Tribe's strongest suit. I don't think individually the players are like exceptionally better than any of the other top teams in the league, like as far as gun skill goes. But the teamwork really helped carry them through in a lot of circumstances. It puts a lot of power into your respawn mode capabilities. We saw a lot of it here today in this finals matchup up against NL. Great rotations in Domination and Hardpoint out of Tribe, and they put the work in, and they earned and deserve this win.
Yeah, definitely well earned. And I see people in chat saying NL has a bad roster. You guys do realize they beat pretty much every other team in all of Mobile Mayhem, right? Like, they beat Trovo Mayhem, they beat 11T, they beat all of them. They had the most points coming out of the regular season. So it's not like these are, this is just scrubs, they're playing the chat. Like, these are really, really good players, and that's just how good Tribe is. And sometimes it does come down to the day, and sometimes it's not your day. It seemed like it was that way for a number of these NL Esports players, especially Fish, who we saw as the MVP. Just wasn't able to get things to go his way in a lot of those games, and when it comes down to that, you just got to bounce back and do your best to come back next season and play even better than you did the season before. So I do appreciate everybody watching. As always, appreciate Daycasting. Appreciate our admins for doing all the hard work that does go unrecognized. B, Splinter, and Zim. You guys are fantastic, and this would definitely not be possible without you guys, because I do not have the patience to deal with pro players. But that's going to wrap it up for Season 5 of Mobile Mayhem. Just a reminder, Season 6 of Mobile Mayhem is actually not going to be Season 6, but Season 1 Battle Royale. So all of March is going to be Battle Royale on the channel. It will be on Thursday nights, still at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, so if you guys want to check that out, we'll be here. But as always, thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. Whoever we raid, make sure to spam use code Bob in their chat. And that's going to be it. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you guys in the next one.